cross-examination. There is a latitude, but let's not dwell on irrelevant things. I plead with you folks. Good. Mr. Chivasi for accused number 1.
Good morning, Colonel Chauke.
Morning, Lord.
Okay, it is your evidence that you observed accused number 1 crying and being traumatized, is that correct?
You are correct, my Lord. Yeah, on the said day 2026 or 8 2020, when she entered the CSC, she was crying, teardrops, and I couldn't speak with her at all. She was crying. I was traumatized. Can see she's traumatized. She needs maybe counseling or certain help.
Okay, it is your evidence that you say that you did not interview accused number 1 because of a condition at that time, is that correct?
Correct, my Lord.
Correct that you are the accused number 1 senior at work?
Pardon?
Correct that you are number 1 senior at work?
Correct, my Lord.
Sorry, number?
Is it correct that Colonel Chauke is one of the senior at work at El Dorado Park?
Okay.
Colonel Chauke, can you briefly explain to this court at the time when she works under you, what was her performance at work?
Thank you, my Lord.
Sorry, was?
Thank you, my Lord. Accused number 1 was disciplined, with respect to his superior or your superior. Punctual at work. Open ears than mouth. Meaning that she got listening skills. Tasking given to her should complete in time. That's all what I know about her. But even is like that, my Lord.
Sorry?
Even is like that, my Lord. In general in life, you can have a strong point and weak point. I noticed 2 weak points from her, General. My Lord. Want accused number 1 to feel small per day. Post the at Client Service Center. never perform. Never perform. Number two, I never see accused number one hanging around with female officers. She's always hanging with male officers only. That's that, my lord.
Colonel Chauke, my clients indicate to me that there was some threat within the police station. Can you explain to that if you know anything about it?
Threats from, sorry, threats
From the Eldorado Park police station
about what?
about my clients. There was a threat.
Isn't that too white? Look, we're dealing here with the events of is it the 26th?
That is correct, my lord.
Of August. Then you said there was threats. At what time were the threats?
I'm going to withdraw that, my lord.
Sorry?
I will withdraw that, my lord.
No, I just want you to explain to contextualize it. No, but I'm saying, the question as it is too wide. There was a threat towards her, I guess. Is that so? At what juncture? Because we are dealing here with the events. Or as you have said, what was her performance like in general?
I will leave that question, my lord, and I will go further. Is that correct? Can I continue, my lord?
So there's a question that you have to deal with it. Otherwise, it's hanging. Although you can, how to deal with it.
May I proceed, my lord?
No, here, I've said the question is too wide. He says there were threats. At what juncture?
No, hence I indicated to the court now that I'm going to leave that question out.
You're withdrawing it.
In this summer, my lord. Colonel Chauke, that it contained the rubber.
Yes, information links like that.
Sorry?
Yes, information is like that.
Just a menace. So she fired the gun, believing that the bullets were rubber bullets.
Rubber bullet.
Indeed, so, my lord.
And then what is your answer, Colonel?
I said, my lord, the information links like that on my interview.
That's what she told you.
No, that's what accused number 2 told me. I never interviewed her. I interviewed accused number 2, my lord, because accused number 1, as I said, she was crying and looks like she's traumatized. So I directed all interview to accused number 2 because they were together.
So the answer that it was rubber bullets comes from accused number 2.
Yeah.
Colonel Chauke, believe that the ammunition differ from the rubber bullets has been, she has no reason to believe that the ammunition
Sorry?
which
She?
I'm saying to Constable, to Colonel Chauke that she has no reason to
She
believe.
has?
She has no reason to believe, my lord,
Yes.
that a different ammunition were used other than the rubber bullet. Because the same rubber bullet were used at Freedom Park to disperse the crowd.
So, I mean, now we're talking in the past. And now I concede this is not a linguistic class. But you're saying she has no reason, or she had no reason
In this summer.
in the past.
In this summer, lord.
Because if she says she has no reason, it means even now.
No.
Do you understand the question, Makulugum?
No, my lord, this. You can repeat again, my lord.
Yes, please.
Say it in a way that Colonel Chauke will be able to understand it.
Yes, my lord.
Earlier on, it's already in evidence that rubber bullets were used at Freedom Park. And also at the scene when she fired shot, she was of the view that it's still the rubber bullet which was used there, or which is in the shotgun.
I remember, my lord, in my statement or in my interview with accused number 2, there's no way that I interviewed them regarding Freedom Park shooting. Dealing with a scenario of a scene at Nickel Street, track.
Colonel Chauke, it is further my instruction that accused number 1 has no intention whatsoever to kill.
Do you want the accused to, the witness to testify about the intention?
No, my lord. All what I'm saying, this is the version of my clients which I want to put to the witness, my lord.
But if you say he had no intention, is that a legal argument? How would this witness know that she had intention or had no intention? That you can only deduce from the evidence in total. Isn't that so?
I'll leave it for argument, my lord.
Yes. Because that depends on the evidence that has been given.
In this case, my lord.
Kanye. Wa lebala go kry-la lebiso la full name ya the firm name, please. Yes.
It is correct that the rubber bullet is used for crowd distancing and to scare people away.
Sorry for? Yes. I don't know. I don't understand that. Again, as I've said, this is not a linguistic class. For dispensing or dispersing.
To chase the crowd away, my lord.
No, you said dispensing. Now I'm asking you, is it dispensing or dispersing?
Dispersing.
Because you never used the dispersing, you said dispensing. That's the reason why I asked. Did I hear it correctly, folks? Or you don't want to bail the cat. But you know, the thing
I
is
think it's
that,
probably just a confusion with the dispensing dispersing. I think it was
no, but
probably,
you know, he said dispensing, that's why
That's
I'm
correct.
asking.
as the court pleases.
Yes, my lord. A rubber bullet can be used to disperse crowd and also to effect arrest.
Just a minute. Please proceed, Mr. Chivase.
Beg your pardon, my lord?
Proceed.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Thank you, my lord. Colonel Shauka, accused number 1 did fire to the direction which the truck was parked to scare the deceased to move away from the truck, which was under surveillance for containing illegal car parts.
Yes.
So, my colleague, just put that again. He says he did fire to the direction of the truck where the deceased was standing. If I understand, if my colleague can just put it again.
Where the deceased to move away from the truck, which was under the surveillance for containing illegal car parts, my lord.
My lord, sorry again, my colleague, just put the whole sentence again, because I think he started in the center now. If you can I think this is quite important.
If I understands him, and there he said accused number 1 admits that he shot in the direction of the truck, which was under the surveillance on the suspicion that it contained stolen car parts.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes, it was under surveillance that it contained the car parts. Unless what is your comment?
My comment, my lord, is on an interview. The information, they give me that information to say so, but I cannot say whether it's true or it's not true, my lord.
So, and then, so you say he's fired in that direction because you want, what about the deceased?
My lord, it's already on record, my lord, that accused number 1, she has no intention whatsoever to kill the deceased.
Now I'm asking you, say here, I'll accept that he fired in the direction of the parked car at Hillbrow Flats in El Dorado Park, because this car, this parked car was under surveillance on the suspicion of the, sorry?
For containing illegal car parts.
Yes. Did you say anything about about the deceased?
Yeah, in this form, my lord, just to scare away the deceased to move away from the truck.
Okay. Thank you.
Colonel Chauke, I believe that the ammunition which killed the deceased seems to be banned. Can you explain to this court why it was banned?
Oh, my lord. I don't know type of ammunition was used.
Just a minute. Sorry, if to understand you that you believe that the ammunition used was banned. Just a minute, I just want to capture the...
I didn't hear that part, my lord.
Did I understand you correctly to say that you believe that the ammunition that killed the deceased was banned? And he seemed to, his response is that he didn't know whether it was banned or not.
My lord, just to answer to that, my lord, it is already the evidence from witness number 2, Constable Stolle, that there was a round which was prohibited.
My lord, I'm sorry, perhaps I can assist my colleague just to speed up the process. It's been admitted, and it's common cause between all the council and the state, that it was number 5 birdshot shotgun round of ammunition that killed the deceased. So perhaps my colleague can just put the type of ammunition to the witness and he can then answer. It's number 5 birdshot shotgun round of ammunition. So
But,
perhaps it can then be,
so it is part of the admissions.
it's part of the admissions, my lord. So it just perhaps
But
speed up
the
process.
accused number 2, Mr. Stolle, Constable Stolle, did he say this were banned?
Well, it's also admitted by
No,
accused.
but he says Stolle admitted that.
But he can perhaps ask the witness, my lord. I don't think that.
But now what I'm trying to establish is whether Stolle
Yes.
admitted that the ammunition that he put into those into those pumps were banned.
No, he was talking about the rubber rounds. But remember, the round that killed the deceased, and which is common cause, is a number 5. It's not rubber that killed the deceased. It was number 5 birdshot round of
But
ammunition.
what I'm saying is Stolle never admitted that these ammunitions, according to my records, that they were banned. Did he?
Yes, but my lord, yes, he said it was rubber that he loaded.
Yes, that he loaded that, but he never said they were
Into
banned.
the magazine, my lord. You remember he said he loaded them into the magazine?
Yes, but he never said they were banned.
No, not the rubber, my
Yes.
lord.
No. Anything that he put in that, he didn't say they were banned.
Yes.
He just put those things.
But my lord, I understand my colleague's question to the witness. He wants to know, this number 5, the actual round that killed the deceased, which is number 5, was it banned? But I know it was also admitted by accused 1 that it was banned, so I don't know.
Okay.
But yes, I don't think that is in dispute.
Make a little contribution. I concur with the court. There is no direct evidence from the witness, Sitole, that certain bullets were banned. So this is the question that comes from. It's not about number 5 shotgun, whatever. It's about banning or not banning. That is the operative word. So what is clear is that that evidence did not come from Sergeant Sitole at
Yes,
all.
no, Constable Stolle.
Constable
Yes.
Stolle.
That is that was my difficulty, because it may become relevant to argue, or during the argument, that he said this. He never said that they were banned.
No, you never.
All what he said, he was given that and he put them there.
But my lord, I understand the question doesn't come from Sitole, from what my counsel is asking, because remember, it's common cause between accused 1, counsel, and the state as well, that this ammunition was banned. So if it's common cause, perhaps then...
Then I asked him, did anybody say it was banned? He said, it's Sitole. If it's admitted, if it was said it was admitted, I've got no
I
difficulty with
understand,
that.
my lord. Yeah, but Sitoli never testified that.
My lord, may I proceed, my lord?
Yes. But subject to the fact that, Stolen never said the bullets were that killed were bent.
Indeed, so, my lord. Constable Colonel Chauke, do you know the birth shot?
Excuse me, my lord, just for the record, I have recorded here an answer from the witness, which says, I do not know what ammunition was used.
Yes.
in the thing. I've got it. I just want to make sure.
No, exactly, that says. Please proceed.
My lord, I don't have any further questions, my lord.
Okay. Ms. Manyateli for accused number 2.
Scott, please, my lord. Good morning, Colonel.
Morning, my lord.
How are you today?
Fine.
Yes. I noticed that you display a lot of experience.
Yes, my lord. My duty.
You are a dinosaur of sorts.
From Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Can you
My lord, I just wanted to take out my things so that I can.
Yes,
give
I
my
was just
little
going to
colleagues space.
suggest that perhaps
I'll move this side, my lord.
Mr. Sorry, your name again? Just spell that for me, Mr. Fakemieko. F-E-K-E.
F-E-K-E
Yes.
M-Y-E-K-O.
M-Y-E-K. Yes.
Correct, my lord.
Can you just be so that you can be closer to him so that you can give him instruction or he can communicate with you? Perhaps
Thank you,
one
madam.
of the team that represented accused number 1 can move that to that side because, yes. I just want him to have sufficient time to consult. Yes.
I think we are fine, my lord, here as we.
Yeah,
stand.
no, but I just want the,
Alright.
to, in
For the
order
instructor,
to,
okay.
that side to move that side so that it
Alright.
can be some observation of the distance. Thank you, Mr. Mdau. Ukwelekwa kamanda. Good.
Yeah.
Proceed, yes.
Thank you, my lord. Colonel, do you recall, in relation to the disaster management regulations, exactly what level where you were during that time in terms of that legislation?
No, my lord, I cannot remember. President sometimes change, we go to level 1, change to level 4, change to level 3. I can't
Yes.
recall my mind on that level.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes, my lord.
You mean in the sense of command?
No, my lord, in terms of
Instru-
COVID-19,
Yes, I mean
Yes.
in the, on what level as to the command that can be issued or what?
yes, my lord.
Yes.
Something like that.
Just a minute. And the answer said, I do not know because it was vacillating.
Yeah, it keeps on changing.
Yes.
President. But there was some level of restrictions in terms of behavior of people.
Yes, my lord. There
Yes.
was.
Yes. And in fact, you alluded to the fact that there was some instruction issued regarding the use of shotguns in the patrolling vehicles.
No, there's no instruction to say use of the shotgun. The instruction is all functional operational vehicle outside. Each and every vehicle must have a shotgun when performing duties outside.
Yes. Because my instructions are that he was under instruction that all vehicles must have a shotgun. Do you confirm that?
Yes.
Operational.
Operational.
Operational vehicles, yes. Yeah. He will also say that is why he booked out the shotgun on the day.
Yes, my lord.
He will further say that the provincial instruction from General Mawela was that it can be booked with or without ammunition.
No, you can't book firearm without ammunition. How are you going to use that firearm if something happened outside?
Just, yeah. Sorry. That is from the provincial
Command.
commander, and that is General Mawela.
General Mawela.
That you can book it without, and then he denies.
It denies.
Yes.
And he does say, my lord, sorry to rush you.
Sorry?
Yes, thank you, my lord. He does say that he often books a shotgun without ammunition because he has his pistol with him in the event of trouble. He uses a shotgun just to scare, so that people can just be scared just on seeing him carrying a shotgun, which is a big ammunition.
To answer that question, who does say that? Who?
Accused number two.
Or accused number two says to you that, or says to...
Yes, he says ordinarily he books shotgun without ammunition, although sometimes with
people.
ammunition.
To
You
scare
know,
people. To scare people.
to get people to be scared of him at the sight of him carrying a shotgun.
My lord,
Let's just make it simple, Mr. Manyatel. As I understand, make it very simple. He says he normally books the shotgun without ammunition because he carries his service pistol.
Yes.
And that the purpose why he books that is the shotgun is to scare people. He ordinarily, that's what he says. Emma.
my lord, there's no way in the police service you can book a firearm to scare people. We are rendering service. We are not on a scary movie or a scary people. We are rendering service to the community. If my lord, oh, sorry, if my lord, you book a shotgun with the purpose to scare people, what if you are under attacked? How are you going to respond with it? It means they'll come and take that shotgun. Easy.
But there is a rider to that statement. He says, I normally carry my state-issued gun and in case of any problem. He says he normally carries his service gun, which if he's attacked, I guess, is that the
Yes,
evidence that then he will use the gun.
But, my lord, on a daily basis, when you see the police, you saw the police every day. You see the police maybe with R5, you got also side firearm 9mm. All these firearms are loaded with ammunition. You saw it, my lord. On a daily basis, when you're going to the shop or you're driving, you saw them, these police. Even yesterday, those who came here, they were having side firearm, plus the big ones with ammunition loaded. Will not book firearm, my lord, to scare people.
Yes.
So if, my lord, community, you want to scare people while you are rendering service, meaning the people won't come to you. You are not rendering service. You are scaring them.
Can you show again? Well, I appreciate that you may contribute. Just answer the question so that we can finish. You have given the answer that you are in the process of protecting people, rendering service, not scaring people, and
Yes.
then you carry the firearm with the necessary ammunition, and you don't carry the shotgun without the bullets. Let's take it up from there, please.
Yes. Colonel, when you spoke or interviewed the accused number 2 at the charge office, he handed over the shotgun.
Yes, my lord, you did.
Did it have ammunition?
No.
And he explained to you that he had actually booked it out without ammunition.
Yes, he did.
And you went to verify this from the occurrence book. You
Yes.
found that that was actually correct.
Yeah, correct.
When you say you can't book a shotgun without ammunition, is that your own inference, or is there a standing rule that says no one may book a shotgun without ammunition?
Or it is a standing rules.
Standing rules.
Generally. Let me say generally, it must be like that.
Generally, it might be like that.
Yeah, generally, it must be like that. In our organization, it must be like that.
I'd like you to be more specific. When you say generally, it might be like that. That is not specific. Because you're not saying that it is like that.
Like that, you have to book a firearm with ammunition. I did answer that question to say, if you book a firearm without ammunition, how are you going to use it?
No, I heard that. Please leave that. I'm not there now. It's a different question. Please.
Don't just be nice to him. Don't. I don't have some fire extinguisher. My fire extinguishers have gone. He has already said you can't book. Look, his answer has his origin in what he has already said. We are rendering service.
Yes, ma'am.
He says it is the standing rule or practice that every operational vehicle must have a shotgun. And then the shotgun, because we are rendering the service, it must. And he even went into further than that, is to say, how are you going to protect the people when, you know, if you are attacked? He said, no, you are not in the process of scaring.
Yes, my lord. And my follow-up question was whether this was his own deduction or logical deduction, or it is emanating from some rule or regulation.
You know, if I understood him correctly, he said that is the practice.
But he did say that it might be.
You know,
And
look,
might does not give me confidence.
yeah, look, I like that.
You-
I like that. But
You either
he
have a
says-
rule or we have a discretion.
Sorry. That is okay. Okay. Counsel is asking you, clarify, what is the actual practice? You said generally it must be, you
might
book-
be. It
it might.
Might
You
be
know,
like
we
My lord.
in our trade, the trading stock is the weights. So, what is the position? Can you book the
Shotgun?
without the bullets?
Say no. I said long ago, my lord.
Yes.
Say no.
Now, the follow-up question, is it the standing rule or that is your own interpretation? You
The
know,
standing rules.
Are you in a position to quote the rule and reference?
Oh my lord. Remember at the police station, there's a Regulation Act and rules, and there's so-called
So,
station order.
can you pick up your voice, please?
Say, look, there is a Regulation Act and what, and there is a station order.
Station order.
Yeah, station order.
I'm just saying whether it's an act or regulation or station order or standing rules, are you able to refer to?
I have station order.
That says so.
Yeah. Station order is there. It's written in an IB.
IB is
IB, information book.
okay.
The
Information.
station order, my lord, is given by the station commissioner.
IB stands for information book.
Information
Information.
book.
Yes. Can you say again what does it say regarding the ammunition? That particular clause. What does it say?
No, the clause is in a station. It's a station order.
Yes. What does it say? Again, for the record.
For the record, you can't book a firearm. A shotgun without rounds.
No
Yes, sir.
member may book a shotgun without rounds. Says that.
Can't.
You recall what clause number it is?
No,
I
no, no,
can't
no. I
recall
think
it.
you know you.
I'm saying if you recall.
no,
my
I
lord.
can't recall it.
He's free to say I don't recall.
No. Let's be fair, you know.
No.
You know.
Yes,
he,
my lord.
He has given you enough. If you want, you know, that you can cross-examine, but
It's never
he
enough.
has
no.
given you the foundation.
Yes, my lord.
He's not.
Yeah.
You know, he's operational. It's not like you and me. We would know, you know, Section 220 of the criminal procedure is what it deals with. But, you know, he's the man who normally, you know, deal with the...
Yes.
The question is disallowed.
My lord, the accused number 2 will say that he is not the only member who booked out shotguns on the day.
Yes, my lord, I have no answer for that because I never perused the OB, and remember, I was not on duty that day.
On that day?
Yeah, I was not on duty. Remember, I was not duty. I was on standby. I was sleeping.
You were sleeping, yes. But for purposes of this question, I want you to be awake. When you went to the OB to verify number 2's statement that he had booked that particular shotgun without ammunition, did you look at other bookings by other members, or you just focused on that of number 2?
I focused on that OB only because he refused to give me the rounds. So I wanted to know why.
Are you saying you refused to give you rounds?
Yes, he did.
Oh. Well, that's a first to me. Anyway, which rounds did he refuse to give? Is it the shotgun rounds when he was handing over?
Remember, my lord, I said, let me take you back. I said, I asked him,
You're addressing the court, by
accused
the way.
number 2 to say,
Face the court.
hand in the gun.
Objection, my lord. I mean, it's not necessary to be in that tone with the witness, my lord.
You know,
No, my lord, I'm
to that,
avoiding a
look,
direct dialogue.
I've just come out of a very, very taxing situation. The
Sorry, my lord.
overall evidence of this witness is to the fact that, when the shotgun was handed in, he demanded some shotgun, some
rounds.
ammunition. And he said, I didn't have. It's just unfortunate now he used the term he refused. He said, I didn't book it out with that. Then he said to verify that statement, I went to check whether he did in fact book it without, the arms. And that's the reason why that entry, he said he was satisfied because that
You verified.
entry, confirmed that he didn't book it with it.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
So it's not correct that he refused. He explained that he didn't book it with fire.
Sorry, my lord, can we just get the witness to answer that last question? Because as he was answering, he was being told to look at the court, he was told to do this. There was no, so he wasn't, my lord, and I would submit at least, if the counsel asks a question, let the witness answer, and once the question is finished answered, then he can say to the witness, well, you must look at the court or whatever. But I mean, to not allow the witness to give the answer, my lord, I mean, that is not in the interest of justice, my lord.
I hear you.
Yes, my lord. I'll just carry
I
on.
hear you. No, I don't want to get
Yes, my lord.
involved in that unless it's so necessary. Let's remain focused. The witness has testified that he demanded the arms when the shotgun was
He
handed
asked,
in.
my lord.
Sorry?
He asked
Yes.
for ammunition. He
Yes.
didn't demand.
Well, look, I hear you. But
Yes,
all what is wanted to find out were the arms.
Yes.
And then he got an answer that I booked it without the ammunition. And in order to verify that, he went to the accordance book.
And verified it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why, my lord, I just want to, because words, as you will hear from Ines CJ, words can be very confusing. In Fender versus R, words are an imprecise vehicle of expression.
Yeah, but I think, we, even if you want to be too pedantic, we get the meaning that when he went to the occurrence book,
Yes.
that was just to satisfy himself whether
Yes.
indeed,
Yes, my lord.
whether it was, he used the word refused as demanded. I think we're just, splitting the infinitives. The question is disallowed.
My lord, I have a little difficulty because the word refuse comes from the
No,
witness.
look,
And I need to deal with
as I've said, the question is disallowed. all what is said, what the essence is that, in order to go and to verify, and now we are getting back to,
Can I just take instruction, my lord?
yes.
Thank you, my lord.
Thank you.
Accused number 2 says that the shotgun, he uses it actually to scare, because when he cocks it, it makes such a sound that people will run away, even if it has no rounds.
My lord, I answered that question long ago to say we don't book shotgun to scare people. Whether that makes sound or does it make sound, we book shotgun to render service. That's all, my lord.
So what is your answer to this question? Because you have not answered it.
He has.
I did.
The question is, please bear with me. According to
Accused number
accused
2.
Number 2, wait a minute. Let me talk and finish, then you can come in. He says the reason he takes part of the reason he takes the firearm, the shotgun without ammunition, is that he is able to just on a mere corking of it, scare. This is now just accused number 2. It's not your general experience. What do you say to that?
I'm saying you cannot book a shotgun to scare people. I'm saying no. You can't book the gun to scare people. You book the shotgun to render service.
He even went further before the interaction, before he proceeded. He said, it doesn't matter whether it makes sound or it doesn't make sound. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard.
Yes.
I'm asking specifically about that. What is your comment
No,
or
he
response?
said,
I come to number 2.
he said he has answered that to Mr. Mnyateli.
Mnyateli.
He
Umuntu
says,
onyathelayo.
Sorry?
Mnyateli. Umuntu onyathelayo.
Ngivile sana.
Mnyatheli.
Ngivile kahle.
Yes.
Enkosi. What I'm saying is, he says, the purpose is to render service, whether it makes sounds or not. So he has covered your question.
Yes, I'm putting number 2's version or perspective, my lord. I want him to comment on that perspective. I'm not saying what he has learned or read, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm putting a version of number 2. We are scrutinizing the conduct of number 2. And we're saying on the day he booked a firearm, a shotgun, without ammunition, because he's able, just on a mere cocking of it, to scare the hell out, to scare people away. Sorry.
Sorry, just wait. Question disallowed. I think he has already.
Yes, it's been asked
If
and
on a proper analysis of his answer, he has covered that. He has, he has answered to the fact that we are not in the business of scaring people. We are in the business of.
Yes, my lord. I got
And then
that.
even if his version is that on the mere cooking or it makes sound, he says no. We are not in that business. The question is
Yes.
disallowed from. Let's make progress, please.
You said from your information book, there is contained the rule that no one may book a firearm without ammunition.
Yes, my lord.
And we now know that number 2 did book a firearm that shotgun without ammunition.
Yes, my lord.
Are there any consequences?
Currently, at the present moment, I have no idea. Remember, the day he booked that shotgun, I was not there. No idea of the consequences.
Sorry, if I understand it, Colonel, is that practice, the conduct of the accused, number 2, seem to contravene the practice or the protocol. And then if it is so, as it is stated in the occurrence book, is or are there consequences for his conduct in breaching that? Do I paraphrase it correctly?
That's correct, my lord. Yes. There are consequences.
There are consequences.
I didn't check yet that one, my lord.
I don't think it necessarily mean you know him. Or your testimony is you may not or you must not book out the shotgun without ammo. And we understand the rationale why you are saying that. All what Mr. Mnyateli wants to hear from you is whether there are consequences in case that rule has not been observed as the accused number 2 has done. Do you understand that?
Understand,
Yes.
Yes. If I can also
Now
paraphrase.
let him answer.
So part we have the consequences because he failed to comply with instructions. Station Commissioner.
Well, Lord, can I just bite my client's ear for a second?
Let's always, the question here is not whether the accused is guilty of,
Yes.
yes, of having booked this out without the arm or ammunition. That is not the charge, if I understand correctly. He's not charged with you have booked this without the ammunition. All what is before this court, which is clear,
Yes.
is that on that day he booked it without the ammunition.
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Whether there are consequences, we know to or not, that is not the inquiry before the court. That's the reason why I've always tried.
Yes, yes, my lord.
Yes.
According to number 2, on the same day, 7 other members of the SAPS did book out firearms, shotguns, without ammunition. Did you observe that?
No, my lord, I didn't observe.
Hasn't he answered that? He said, I was at home. Remember, I was asleep. And when I came to the station, I met the accused number 2 who wanted to hand it over, and I asked. And then to verify, only in respect of number 2, he went to the book, and he even said he didn't even know about other people because he was asleep. And again, Mr. Mnyateli, we are not dealing with other people. Okay. All what is clear in here is that he booked the shotgun, and if the accused number two's version is that this is a practice, then, he's free to lead evidence to that effect. But how will it help? Because it's not charged.
Yes, my lord. See, the witness made a very poignant point that no way can a person book a firearm without ammunition just to scare people. That is not our practice. In other words, he's saying as a general, so I'm just trying to juxtapose a situation where that statement of hers cannot stand if there are other 7 people. Other than accused number 2.
Assuming, look, he has testified to that. Assuming it has happened, the question here is not that accused number 2 is guilty of booking the firearm without ammunitions. That is not.
Yes, my lord. I guess, my lord, with respect, some of the information is elicited so that the accused as a witness can be assessed as to whether he's saying things that you can really rely on. If he makes mistakes or contradicts himself or whatever. So that is why one of the requirements of cross-examination is to test the credibility.
I agree
because
with
he
you.
made a very strong statement as a colonel of 29 years standing. It's important to understand that whatever he says you can write home about it. You can believe it. So this is now something that is completely different from what he says. So I need his comment on that.
No, but he has said, you see, there's a very clear standing rule, which comes back, I think, from time immemorial, that thou shalt not kill. But we keep these people always killing. The mere fact that there's a rule, it does not mean it cannot be, transgressed. As he has indicated in this particular case, unfortunately, he doesn't know whether there were consequences. So I think the inquiry really doesn't help us.
Yes, my lord. I just want to say, to probably leave this point, you dispute what he said about 7 other members.
Yes, I dispute that idea because I never checked the other members.
You never checked, though.
I never checked.
Can you dispute it then?
Yeah, I'm saying I dispute that because I never check. I check only
Yes.
where accused number 2 book out the firearm on a OB only.
So despite you not having checked the others, you still dispute it.
My lord, if I may just come in and because I see we are
Sorry?
sorry, my lord, I'm just seeing that I've stood up there. My lord, the charges that the state is bringing against the accused is not. I think it's common cause that the accused booked out the shotgun of ammunition. Remember, the charges that the state is leveling against the accused to is that even though he went without ammunition, he in fact had unauthorized ammunition in his possession. That's what we are charging him with, my lord. So whether he booked out without or what, I don't think that's going to take the charges any further. So I would submit that the witness has answered the question, and I think we can perhaps carry on, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Natali.
My learned friend led the witness thoroughly and asked many things and elicited a lot of information. At this stage, that information is subject to cross-examination or verification. It would be said that when I cross-examine, I am limited to establish the accused's version. It's actually regrettable.
Well, look, cross-examination is not without the limitations. The limitation, as a standing rule, is that, you are much more you have much more room than when they lead. But that does not mean it's not without limitation.
I do understand that, my lord.
There's a reason why when I say the question is disallowed, it's disallowed. And I don't think the state council is wrong. If he has answered, he has. Whether we like the answer that he gives or not, that you can address it in your arguments. So here he says, I have checked. The only reason why he checked is to verify whether indeed accused number 2 did not. And when he found out, okay, because the purpose of that checking was to retrieve the state assets.
Yes.
So we are not interested with others. We are interested in accused number 2 who did not. And it's common cause that he did not.
But the picture that the state seeks to depict here is that accused number 2 did something out of the ordinary by booking a shotgun without ammunition. And we are trying to then find out how extraordinary is it? Is it something that is not done?
No,
and the only person who can do that from is the witness brought by the state.
Whether that is done or not done, what we have here, we have evidence from Lieutenant Colonel Chauki that ordinarily, the standing rule or the regulation or by the station commissioner or whatever who that is that you do not do that. Whether they've done it, that is irrelevant. It doesn't help us to the inquiry. The question is disallowed. Please proceed.
The difficulty, my lord, and this is a lamentation.
The question is disallowed.
Yes, I'm not talking about the question, my lord, now.
Yes.
It would be unfortunate if the accused person are not given to defend themselves properly.
No,
and they are expected to work on certain confines and not bring their clear side of the story. That would be a failure of justice.
No,
actually.
look, if you want me to note, what do we call it when you object to note a point of what?
Special entry.
Special entry.
Yes.
If that is your intention, please.
No,
Okay.
I was not there. I'm just making it as a point, as part of the constituent members of this court, that if at every turn the accused does not get to really defend himself, even as represented, justice will fail. That's what I want to point out.
If you feel so strongly, the remedies are there, and the court is obliged to observe those remedies and to afford. You see, access to justice and process of fairness is not only in respect of the accused, it's in respect of every one of us. Because if we are not fair to the witness, how can we be saying the process is unfair? Is fair. If we are not fair to the accused, how can we say the process is unfair? Is fair. So, but this tightrope, the court will have to walk. Doesn't get one way or another. Whether to say that other people have done that is to deny him a fair trial, I don't agree with you. But if you want to make a special entry, you are free to do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, my lord, because there's a reason why I ask questions, and I'm going towards somewhere, and then I get derailed with the interjections, and the entire cross-examination looks a mockery. It's made a mockery of.
There are certain rules and observation, and then the rules and observation and the conduct of every one of us is judged in terms of the standing orders. If that is your position, the remedies are there. The question is disallowed. Please proceed.
Let me assist the court, my lord. I My understanding from where my
Look, I haven't given you the right to talk, and I do not at this stage seek your assistance. Please respect my interaction with the counsel for number 2. I do not, with respect, seek your intervention. Thank you. Sit down, please. You know, we shouldn't turn this into a mockery. And if we do that, you know, I will put my foot down. Please proceed, Mr. Manyateli. And sir, before you do, I've warned, since this trial started, both in chambers and in an open court, that we must not play to the gallery. To be very sad. And of course, as I've said, already indicated, this is a growing tendency, not only, you know, today. This practice is becoming too prominent. So the question is disallowed. Mr. Manyateli, please proceed with this witness.
My lord, at this stage, I'm not even certain which question is disallowed.
No, disallowed that, you know, other 7 members. He said, I never checked on them. I only checked on that. He said, can you deny? And he said he can deny. Whether that is logical in the, you know, in the context of the answer that he has given. You may have to address that in your submissions.
Okay, my lord. Colonel Chauke,
Yes, my lord.
I suggest to you that your blanket statement that shotguns as a rule may never be booked without firearms is incorrect.
So, meaning,
This is your blanket statement to say that you can't book the firearm without, you know, the shotgun without without the ammunition is incorrect. This is, you know, your blanket statement is incorrect. Let's
Correct,
answer
Mr.
that. Is it correct or incorrect? He said it's correct. That is the end to that question. Good.
My learned friend asked you in chief whether you, when the accused gave you a report whereby he handed over the gunshot to you, he asked you, did you arrest him? And you said no. And he asked why. You know, I would like you to, in all fairness, just tell this court, was there occasion for arrest at that point?
I did give that answer.
Sorry?
I did give that answer, worship, but if worship want me to repeat, I can repeat again, but I did give that
Now
answer.
just answer that, please.
The question today
Sorry,
Yeah.
just a minute.
I
You know.
say I didn't arrest because accused number 2 was opening a case of attempted murder, meaning that he was defending himself against their enemy.
Yes. Yes. So in short, what you're telling the court is that, as far as you are concerned, from your point of view, there was no occasion for arrest.
There was no arrest.
Okay.
Can't arrest him for that.
I see. Yes. The belt that was exhibited here yesterday, you borrowed from Deepclough Police Station.
No, from Pop's unit. Pop's, Not Deep Kloof Police Station, Pops.
Oh, I thought you said Deep Kloof.
But it's in Deep Kloof, but it's Pops.
Come again, sorry?
Pops, but it's in Deep
Pops.
Kloof. Yeah.
What is Pops again?
Behind the bar, I see bar. There's a unit.
It's a unit.
Yeah.
What does acronym stand for?
Public order.
Public order policing.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, public order policing.
Yeah. But you do say in your evidence that accused number 2 was wearing a belt. You know where that belt is now? The one that was worn on the day by number 2.
Well, the one, exactly the one.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You say in evidence that belt is similar to the one that you brought yesterday.
Yeah, more or less the same. I wanted to show my Lord because he didn't understand at all what type of belt I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I say, my Lord, I'll try by all means to bring a belt that I'm talking about.
Just any belt.
Yeah, no, not, yeah, just any belt, more or less the same. It's more or less the same. The difference can be clip, but can show you the pocket where you inside the rounds. Yeah, I say it even yesterday, it's not exactly my Lord, but it's more or less the same.
Yeah.
That one, my Lord, if you look into it, you can...
No, don't worry.
Oh, okay, okay.
But you say you saw some rounds in that belt,
Yes, my Lord.
but you couldn't tell what rounds they were because they were inside. They were
Yeah,
tucked in.
I saw the round, but I couldn't tell what color, but the round I can see is only short, it's a shotgun rounds, but I can't tell you the color. Rounds.
No, can you say how many they were? I take it that you do not know the dimensions of the ammunition at issue there because you didn't actually see them.
Sorry?
I take it you cannot tell the dimension as to length or diameter of the rounds that you saw because you couldn't properly see them.
Yeah, I only know that belt only fit the round of shotgun only.
May I find out, did you ask accused number 2 to hand over the rounds that you saw on his waist in a belt?
Yes, I did, my Lord.
Did you say this in your statement to the investigator?
Yeah, I did.
On interview, perhaps by my learned colleague for the state, did you say it?
Yes, I did.
I'm asking because accused number 2 says he had no ammunition in his possession except that which was in his service pistol.
Saying he was having a rounds in his belt. He was having a belt with rounds.
I see. I'm going to ask you about something that has not been shared with us before, and I'll let my learned friend have a look at it. And then, my lord, I'm going to ask that the court also has a look at it. It's called, it comes from Division Human Resource Development of SAPS, entitled Advanced Driving. And I want to ask questions concerning the evidence of the witness regarding his reaction after the shooting.
I mean, you can ask questions. You know, if they are relevant, the court will have to deal with them, and the state will have.
My lord, can I ask my colleague, has he made copies for the state? Because, I mean, that's normally what we would do if we're going to present a document.
We'll arrange copies, my lord. Colonel, are you familiar with this book? It's entitled SAPS Advanced Driving.
Advanced driving?
Yes.
No.
You're not familiar with it?
I'm not familiar with that.
What is it, that book called?
SAPS Advanced Driving.
Just a minute. SAPS Advanced Driving.
Yes.
Yes, the full, and then issued by?
It says at the bottom, my lord, it's Advanced Driving Learning Program version 1, 2016, SAPS Division Human Resource Development.
Jesus is not aware of it.
He is not familiar with it, my lord.
Oh.
You said yesterday that the accused number 2 was not entitled to place the body of the deceased on a duty van.
Yes, my lord.
I would like to draw attention to this page.
Sorry, my lord, my colleague hasn't indicated, because obviously if he's going to have a witness coming to testify about that book or the author or whatever that book, then surely that should also be put to the witness. Because, I mean, as far as I know, I don't even know about this book, or I have no idea about this book. So surely there should be some other ground for admissibility put to the witness before the book can be, or the contents can be.
Yes, my lord, I will
used.
call an appropriate witness to hand in the book if necessary. But at this stage of cross-examination, I do want to juxtapose certain versions with the others. Even if it will or will not be taken, I just want to put it to the witness.
Can you read it into the record?
Okay.
And make copy for me?
Yes, my lord.
And for the state, my lord, because we haven't.
Well,
I've never seen that book.
you know, you know, when you attend certain meetings, they say all protocols observed. I think this will be observed as well.
Yes, my lord. This, for the record, it's written at the top, SAPS Advanced Driving. I think my lord has got that. And at the bottom it says, Operational and Vehicle Support Academy, Benoni. It's compiled by...
Now, then you will make me a copy of the title and everything, then I will like to see it.
Yes, my lord.
And the witness says he's not aware of it.
Yes, my lord. I
Yes.
just want to... No, that's fine. He's going to add to his experience today.
No, no. Let's not be as robust as all that. Let's respect somebody, you know,
Yes,
people.
Mama.
You can't just undermine people, say he's going to learn the experience today. No.
No, my lord, no. With respect, I'm not undermining him. I'm just-
saying that. Don't do that. He says he's not aware of it. And he says you're going to learn something today. Let's you know, if he's not aware of it, You can come and call anybody who is, then the state will have, or anybody will have to, deal with that. He says he doesn't know about it.
But I want to then put certain questions around the book to him. Maybe something.
No. He says, I don't know about this. You can ask him about, how the body was. His evidence is very clear. He said the reason why he didn't find the scene, crime scene, when he got there. Why? It was not cordoned off. Why you don't take the people? Say you phone the ambulances. Why? Because that's tampering with the scene. That's how, in summary, I understood to him to be saying.
But now that evidence, my lord, as a whole, is subject to scrutiny of
to cross-examine him, but not about something that he doesn't know. He tells you about what he knows. You don't allow to be put, on the police van. Why? You get some people to come and do it.
Lord, just one aspect, and then if my colleague is going to question on that specific book, it will be obviously a provisional, allowed, that type of questions, until obviously the defense will then later in their case, if they're going to testify or lead evidence.
What is the relevance of that?
Well, then prove that book, because that book obviously needs to be proved as well.
You and me, you are also learning something today.
Yes, my lord. So obviously they can't hand it in during the state case, because it's only the state he can hand in exhibits during the state case. But obviously if he wants to question the witness on that book, that it be then provisionally allowed until they later prove the book to court, because obviously they still need to prove the authenticity as well as the of that book.
I do want you to look at this book, Colonel. So that because I'm going to request you to read certain passages.
No. He says he doesn't know about the book. He can only read it. What is the value of that?
I'm not going to have him know it if he doesn't know
No,
it.
but what is the value of that? He said, I don't know that book.
Unless the court is answering for the witness, and the witness is the one who's giving evidence.
Look, the court is not answering. The court is in the purpose of court management. That's all what I'm doing. Question, you're entitled to put them left and right. But he says he doesn't know the book.
I'm just going to suggest it to him. He doesn't have to own it. He can say, I don't know, I'm seeing it for the first time. It's fine. But I want to deal with it in light of his evidence. I'm concerned about his evidence.
What I'm saying is, his evidence, you can test it. He said this and that. You can say that I'm going to call somebody to come and do this. To negate that which you are saying, fine. And then if there's a witness to negate that, then the court will have to deal with the credibility issues. We'll have to deal with it.
No, I don't want to appear to be inventing my own evidence here. This is what my learned colleague correctly, real evidence is an instrument containing information pertinent to the charge.
But
and
yes,
very relevant to the testimony
he tells
of
you,
the accused.
He tells you, Mr. Minyateli, that I do not know. All what his evidence is to the following. I got that, and I went to the scene. On my arrival, I didn't find the place cordoned off. I'm just giving you, a summary. I found the place not cordoned off. Okay, and in my understanding of the situation is that there was no crime scene, and he was asked whether it was within the whether he was allowed to put whether your client was allowed to put the deceased in the vehicle. He said no, and he gives the reasons. Now you can cross-examine and say, I'm going to lead evidence to the contrary. And then when that evidence is led, you can say, you are the author of this, this is what you said. Then the state will have to deal with it.
My Lord, can I just take a little instruction then, based on that?
Yes.
Perhaps my colleague misunderstands the
No,
state.
no. He's still on his feet. You know, on
Yes.
what ground are you?
My lord, I just want to clear up relating to my objection of earlier. I just want to clear one aspect
No,
up.
but you know, you know, I haven't
Jesus.
given you that. Yes, Mr. Miteli.
My Lord, I take it that you have taken the subject of the book.
I
on
don't
record.
know. I don't take it. If you know, I don't take don't take the notes that help me, which are relevant to the issue here.
Oh, I thought you
I will only take that as and when the person who you want to call and he's going to testify about that, and he will give me. But what I'm saying is, this witness evidence is that he doesn't know about that book.
Yeah.
Then if and he says, you know, according to my understanding is that this is how it is done. You can call anybody to come in, you know, to dispute that.
Colonel Chauke, are you a driver?
No.
You don't have a driver's license.
No.
You never had.
Once I have.
Sorry?
Once I have.
And then what happened to you?
Something happened with me. A serious accident. I said, no, I don't want to drive a car anymore.
Okay. You are aware there are members in the police service who have advanced driver's certificates. Are you aware of this?
I'm aware about it, but I don't know even one, but I'm aware about that.
I take it that is why perhaps you're not familiar with this book. I see.
I say from the start, I don't know that book.
Yes, I take it so. I'd just like you to pick up your voice a little bit. I struggle because you're speaking in English. Now, at the right time, I will deal with the admission or otherwise of this book. I just want to refer you to a particular part of this book. This is page 7 of the book, section 58, in particular subsection 2. It says, if a vehicle is involved in an accident or breaks down and the occupants are stranded, the driver of a state vehicle may, if necessary, use a state vehicle to convey the injured free of charge, if they may be safely moved together with their private property to the nearest hospital or a medical doctor, or to an hotel, or convey the stranded persons free of charge with their private property to an hotel or other place within a reasonable distance. You're not aware of this?
So I'm not aware about it, but I can hear you clearly the contents, but how do you
No,
call my
just-
lord? No, I understand. I'm
You're not aware of
I'm hearing you clearly. I'm hearing you clearly. You're
Yes.
speaking about...
You are not familiar with this.
Wait, I'll tell you. I'm not familiar with it, but I can hear you clearly. In other words, you're saying a state vehicle, it is an emergency vehicle, is what you're trying to say. In short, let me summarize it.
No.
Trying to say it like that.
No, it's not. You know, let me try to paraphrase it. What is trying to convey to you that you cannot convey, is it a discretionary or is it an absolute? In other words, it's a rule that cannot be broken in the given circumstances or not. Do I paraphrase it correctly?
Yes, my lord. I think it is pretty much the same thing.
No, but put it in
I just read the passage to him, and I'm
no, but he said he doesn't. Then he says understand it.
he's not familiar with it. That's what I wanted to know. Yes. Accused will say that on the day, accused number 2, will say on the day in question, he acted out of emergency and in a state of panic.
Sorry, in state of
Emergency. Maybe let me put it this way, my lord. Number 2 will say that when he realized that the deceased had been shot, he frantically rushed, try and rush him to hospital in order to save his life. What is your comment?
The comment is, even though he tried that, I understood, he tried that for the best. But what about the scene?
He will say his concern at that moment was the survival of the injured person.
I will say, my lord, the time when I conducted the interview, my lord, there were 3 or 4 in the vehicles, if I'm not mistaken. There were 4 in the vehicles. When he transported the injured person to Bar, he should have left other 2 members at the scene to cordon the scene so that they must not tamper with the scene while they're trying to help the injured person.
Mr. Minyateli, isn't that really the question which you could advance in your argument? You have laid the basis that, in fact, even if one looks at that rule, you can debate it other way, whether, in a certain situation that must be so. Because again here, what is not in contestation is whether, he was wrong. It was unlawful for him to drive. Am I correct? To take the deceased to the hospital.
That's correct.
That is not what it is. I don't understand it to be that.
But my lord,
And then I also do not understand to say, the state vehicle, as a rule, that rule is immutable. That you don't have
no,
to
we'll
do.
deal with those matters.
Yes,
I was
that's
I'm just
the
putting material.
reason why I'm saying is, that he has stated. But whether, and in any event that is not before us, whether that was wrong or right. It's not charged with that,
He's charged, my lord, with defeating the ends of justice.
Okay, I hear you.
Charged with defeating the ends of justice. And the premise for that would be his allegedly dubious conduct of not cordoning the scene and doing what?
Yes, but,
when
the transfer, I hear you. Please
yeah, he's
proceed.
charged with defeating the ends of justice. You have to deal with that. I think you've got the point. All I can say is that there's evidence before this court from at least Constable Sithole that it took about 20 to 30 seconds for accused number 2 to collect the body of the deceased, put it at the back of the van, and rush hurriedly to the hospital.
The vision, I don't know, was not there.
Yes, that's fine. You were not there.
Oh, my lord, you are telling me what story what it says. Not there.
And on the way to Baragwanath Hospital at that terrific speed, he was blaring sirens and intermittently calling his seniors on the cell phone.
I cannot deny still, I was not
Don't
there.
deny that.
But my lord, I'm allowed to impose the question to him.
No.
You wish you could ask a question from me?
And he will never answer it.
No. I suggest to you that at no stage did the accused even attempt to defeat ends of justice in this matter. He acted morally responsibly on the day. He should actually be regarded as a hero.
Want me to comment on that?
Yes?
You saying defeating of end of justice is not there, is what you're saying. Well, the question is like that, slightly summary. You meaning he acted
In
properly?
that particular scenario,
Scenario,
he
yeah.
acted heroically, and there was nothing that could remotely be regarded as defeating ends of justice. He's entitled to an accolade for his conduct.
That will be your argument. The witness is not here to categorize. You can categorize any other thing, but when you evaluate the evidence, you may advance that. All what he said is that he acted, correctly.
Correctly.
What is your comment?
No, he never acted correctly. Other things, my lord, you left the clues that can lead to investigation in a scene.
Now you have said he did not act correctly, full stop. Please proceed.
Okay. No. You say that you set out to go to the scene after you'd gotten a report from number 2, leaving number 2 and 1 at the police station. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, my lord.
Were you in company of any other member?
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
You were in company of?
Another van was caught in Nisi at the scene.
Sorry, with?
Nisi and record. So remember, my lord, it's the time when accused number 3 calls me. I went to the scene.
Were you ever on the scene at any stage with accused number 2?
No.
Just for confirmation, is it you who handed the ammunition to accused number 2 to book in as some exhibit at the charge office?
In the SAP 13 or in his
Yes.
hand.
Yes, SAP 13.
So SAP 13 is accused number 2 who handed in.
No, wait a minute. Were you not, is it not correct that number 3 handed you ammunition?
Yes?
So ammunition is in your possession.
Yeah, now.
So how did it find its way to
And then when
SAP-13?
upon arrival at the station, CSA, I gave accused number 2 the
Okay,
ammunition
so-
to hand in.
So you gave the ammunition to accused number 2
To hand in.
to hand it in. Yeah. For what purpose? For putting in term?
SAP-13.
I see.
My lord, the reason why I gave
No, I didn't ask for the reason. I just
Oh.
want the facts.
Please
the
answer,
fact is,
please
the fact
proceed
is,
with your
accused
answer.
number 2 was opening a docket at that time of attempted murder. That was opening a docket of attempted murder.
And then you handed him the ammunition.
So the ammunition was handed in as a found abandoned at the scene where
But you had possession of the ammunition, right?
now I think something looks like I'm accused of that ammunition.
No.
No, the thing is, when you went to the scene, you were called by accused number
But
3.
Yes.
he gave me the ammunition.
he handed you
Ammunition.
ammunition. You say, but before you did that, accused number 2 was busy opening
The docket of
yes.
attempted murder.
And that's the reason why you did not find any reason for for anybody to be arrested, because they were under attack.
Under attack.
Now you come back from the scene. You have been handed two
life
2 years, and then you give them to the accused number 2.
But to hand in an exhibit book, because those ammunition was found at the scene of crime, which is a crime scene of accused number 2. But accused number 2 this time is a complainant of attempted murder.
So accused number 2 took possession of the ammunition at your instance because you wanted him to book it into SAP-13.
No. At your instances, look, what he's saying is, accused number 2 has communicated to him that they were under attack, and he's opening a case of attempted murder. And he then received this from accused number 3 at the scene where they were attacked. Then, as he gets there, when he gets to the police station, accused number 2 was in the process of opening the docket. Yes, so not at his instant. It is just following the process.
I would, my lord, that the witness just tells us the story himself.
No, but he told the story. If you cross the dots and the T's, that is all what he has said.
I need it to be clear, to be crystal clear.
No, he's crystal clear.
I'm not sure, my lord. Any event is
If
still
you're not sure, that is your position, and the others may have their position, but let's go on.
Yeah. Did number 2 ask you to hand over the ammunition?
So they didn't ask me.
You
I told
did
him
so
upon-
voluntarily.
Upon arrival, I say to accused number 2, you're opening a case of attempted murder. Scene of crime is where you are saying you were attacked. Same scene of crime of that attempted murder. So those are the bullets that was found at the scene where you're opening a docket.
Yes, I see.
So he took it.
Okay. So he entered them into the SAP-13,
Yes, my lord.
and you don't know where they are now, do you?
The rounds now. No, I don't know where are they now.
I'm not going to be long with the witness. I just want to close off with certain things. That shifting has actually disrupted certain things.
I thought I was doing that for your convenience.
No. It did help, my lord. Just that I
You know,
left behind
because I
some
think
of the.
if you are next to your instructing attorney, then you can send them to the errands, including take the statement from the accused. Clarify this point.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
In the course of this matter, did you come across any so-called prohibited ammunition?
Prohibited ammunition?
Yes, in the course of this case.
No?
Not even shells and things like that.
Nothing at the scene, my lord.
Lord, I think I am almost done. I just want to check.
Yeah,
if
just
there's
check with your client and your attorney.
Colonel, just to close off, did you at any stage search accused number 2?
No, I never searched him.
You never searched him. Okay. You said yesterday in your evidence that the fire station
Yeah, fire
where
station.
you would have gotten ambulances was closed at that time. Is that correct?
Yes, correct, my lord. It was closed.
Yeah. Yeah. And accused tells me that during that time in particular, ambulances were scarce during the time of COVID.
Yeah, 100%, my lord. That was little bit scarce that
Very,
time.
very
ambulance.
scarce.
Yeah, to get ambulance, it was difficult, my lord. It is true.
Very difficult. No, my lord, I think
Thank you.
that would be all to this witness today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What I will do regarding this document, my lord, I see my lord is smiling. He thought I was going to take
You know,
the whole
look,
day.
you know, I don't want to put anything to you. The question is, I think, you know, as a common experience, is the rule, you know, immutable or not?
Yes,
I think, you know, that can be addressed in evidence.
I didn't want to put law to him, like suggesting that the accused was,
you know,
was
but
acting
that's
as in.
you know, he has given enough for that argument to be. But anyway, I hear you.
Yes, my lord. I wanted to suggest that accused was at the time acting as a negotiatum gesture. But that is not for the
I
public.
hear you. I hear you.
Yes.
You see, the question is whether this is the rule of the patience and what? We usually say
Patience and measures.
yes.
Patience and
But
measures.
anyway, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Appreciate that. That is
Julies.
the advocate Noche's refrain, rule of patience and matters.
Yes, Mr. Can you shift this side and then let him, Mr. Vamsan, you can go next to your counsel there so that we give accused number three's counsel an opportunity.
Thanks, my lord. May I proceed with the leave of the court?
Please do so.
Colonel,
Yes, my lord.
I heard you talking about a scary movie. I still recall that part.
Scary?
Scary movie.
Proceed.
Thanks, my lord. I'll start with the version, my lord, with due respect.
Yes.
The version of accused number 3 is as follows. On the date of the incident, he was residing in El Dorado Park. Do you agree or dispute? Or you don't have information about such?
I don't have information of such.
Yes, sir.
Again, accused number 3 will come and testify that even if he is off duty, he will attend to the criminal activity that was taking place within El Dorado Park.
Sorry?
Even if accused number 3 is off duty, my lord, if there is a criminal activity taking place, he will attend to that. Again, accused number
Do you understand that?
I do understand, my lord.
Yes, what is your comment?
The comment is, I don't know. I'm not always on duty. I will never know.
Do you understand the question? He says,
Even off duty?
even if he was off duty, if there's criminality, he will attend.
Well, my lord, I say, I don't know. Maybe if it was someone to just attend, I don't know, my lord.
So you don't have any comment?
I have no comment there, my lord.
as a colonel, when you are off duty yourself and you see criminal activity taking place, do you ignore it?
No, you don't ignore it. If you are a police officer, you don't ignore it. That's what I know.
Again, accused number 3 will come and testify that in terms of the Police Act and protocols and regulations, as a police officer, you are on duty 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Yes, that one I can agree with you, my lord. I can agree with that.
Thanks, my lord. Accused number 3, again, gave me instructions that at no stage you ever searched him, specifically the 26th of August 2020, and you found in his possession unlicensed or unlawful ammunition.
Yes, my lord. Remember, I never search him. He calls me. He was at the scene. He handed around to me. I never search him.
Accused number 3 further confirms that on the date in question, indeed, you found him where the incident took place.
Yes, my lord, I did find him.
And it's my instructions from accused number 3 again that when you found him doing nothing illegally.
Yes, my lord, was doing nothing legally. Just standing.
My lord, that will cover count 5 against accused and
now
count.
you'll come and do that in your address.
Thanks, my lord. Thanks, my lord. Colonel, you stated that you found 2 ammunitions from accused number 3. Do you still remember?
Yes, my lord.
No, he didn't say he found. He said the accused number 3 handed him.
Oh, thanks, my lord. Thanks for wedding, my lord, wedding.
It's long.
Yes, the Bantu does.
You know, those people who were at Lovedale in Hilltown, they will take you to task for making that statement, or even those who are coming from Adams and other, schools like Pex and Kilnate. So let's not mock about that.
I heard that.
The reason why I'm saying, he did not find, that would suggest, as he has already testified, that he didn't search him. He was handed.
Thanks. Thanks. I just want to understand from your experience, Colonel. Is there a procedure that must be followed when you are when you are given something by another police officer? Like in this situation of being given, because your testimony was these bullets were abandoned. You still remember that part? Because I heard that word from you. So
When it's handed in an exhibit, it was found abandoned.
yes. So I want to understand now, is there a certain procedure for you to receive them from the person who is giving you?
And in the bullet, my lord, I wrote on the statement how I find it from him that I received a 2 life round from accused number 3.
The question is, is there a procedure in such a situation to be followed?
There is a procedure, my lord.
Yes.
There is a procedure.
That's what he wants to know.
Okay, can you take us through what is the procedure from the person giving you?
So let's make it short. What is the procedure?
Procedure is when the investigating officer,
Sorry?
when investigating officer come to the attention of investigating officer that this round was found by accused number 3, you must obtain a statement from accused number 3.
No, but the question is, when this, look, you were there after you were called,
Were called by him.
and you said this was in the early morning on the 27th.
27. Yeah.
27. And now upon your arrival, you found him. You found him in Nichols Street in next to the truck, and he said, "This I found this and he gives them to you. The question is there a procedure in such a situation to be followed? Do I understand your correction?
I'm with the court. That's correct. my
No,
lord.
I just want to summarize. When you were called to the scene and when you arrived there and you are told that I picked up these things were abandoned. Here they are, Colonel Chaoke. The question is, what is the procedure in that situation? If I summarize it correctly,
That's correct, my
The
lord.
procedure, my lord, is
yes.
for me is to receive the round and take it to end it in an exhibit.
Sorry?
The procedure,
Yes.
I have to end in the exhibit, in SAP 13.
No. Let's. You're at Nickel Street in Eldos, next to the truck. Accused number 3 tells you that I found this. Okay. Now, what he wants to know, what is the procedure? What should be? How should that handing over, if there is any procedure, be done at the scene?
At the scene.
Yes. Is that how you I understand you correctly?
Correct, my lord.
Yes.
Procedure as he handed it to me, my lord, is supposed to be handed in to me, and you also have to write a statement. That's the procedure.
So he just have to give you,
Round and,
Yes, and-
write a recovery statement
and
of
then
the
he
round.
gives you.
It's
But that would not be at the same time
not at the
because
same time. It's not a problem at the same time. You have to. How we find it, you have to give that statement, my lord.
Okay, Colonel. Colonel, my issue, my concern, in fact, is that your testimony is, as a police officer, you are issued a number of rounds or ammunition, and they get recorded on the OB. So now, at the scene, you receive this ammunition. Now you are on your way back to police station now.
Yes, my lord.
Now that you are on your way now to police station, on the roadblock, let's say you are stopped in a roadblock,
Yes, my lord.
how do you account now for these other 2 live ammunition that are in your possession?
what is your question?
My lord,
Let's not confuse this. He says he was called to the scene
yes, my lord.
and he went there. On his arrival, he was given the 2 ammunitions allegedly picked up on the scene.
Yes, my lord.
So what is your question?
Now you leave the scene.
No. Ask him. He leaves the scene, yes?
Yes.
To the police station.
Going to police station.
Yes.
On the way to police station, you get stopped.
No, he's not stopped.
My lord, may the court give me the platform.
Look, I'm trying to say, he said, from where the scene of this thing happened is about 230 meters. Then he gives me the 2 recovered ammunition. Then he went to police station. He never said he was stopped.
My lord, I'm asking a question, I'm posing a question to this witness, and I must submit to the court as follows, my lord. When the state was leading an evidence, the state did not only deal with the incident of 26 August 2020. The state even went to raising issues of April 2020.
What
And
I'm saying is this witness was not stopped.
My lord, why did the court allow the state to deal with April
Look,
2020?
you
Where was
don't,
the
you don't
incident?
dictate to the court how it has to run. This witness says, this incident happened 230 meters away from the police station. Now you're asking him a hypothetical question: what would happen if you are stopped? And his evidence is not, that he was ever stopped.
Thanks, my lord. Colonel, are you not supposed to write on your occurrence book at the time the incident happened and to note on your occurrence book that this is what is happening at this moment?
You mean at the scene?
No, a general is a police officer.
No, let's ask you, let me understand you. He is on the scene, and he was given this, and he went to the police station. If I understand you, did you write that in your occurrence book? Emre, what is that? Is there any problem? Okay. Did you ask him that, is that how I understand that?
No, with due respect, my lord, I don't want to assume things. I'm asking now generally as a police officer, if an incident happened in your presence,
Oh, yes.
like you get something, don't you record it on your occurrence book that you go around with carrying? This is what happened at this moment. On your pocketbook.
So you mean in his pocketbook?
Yes.
Okay.
I did, my lord, but unfortunately, I'm not using a pocketbook. I use my diary. I did record. Recording, I did, my lord.
Okay, that's fine. With the diary that you recorded on, maybe did you give a copy or that diary to the state specifically for this case? Okay. Again, yesterday you were referred to read what you wrote on the OB. Do you still remember that part?
I still remember that part, my lord.
You will agree with me that on the OB, what you wrote on that OB, at no stage you ever mentioned that you did receive 2 live ammunition from accused number 3.
True, my lord. Correct, my lord. Correct, my lord.
before court, you stated that, and it was your evidence during chief, that there was no crime scene. You still remember?
Yeah, I see. True, my lord.
Just a second, my lord. Almost done. Okay. I remember when you testified under cross-examination today, you stated that you did not check the OB some of the entries that were entered in.
Yes, my lord.
If I were to conclude what you've just said, I am now telling this court that until today, you've never checked other entries that were entered from the 26th of August until today on that OB.
Sorry, isn't that too white? Checking the OB from that time until now, in respect of what? Would you like to get him to comment on specifics?
My lord, if maybe the court may just allow me to ask this question, then we hear the answer, then the court fully, and I'm convinced the court will understand where I'm coming from.
No, but what I'm saying is, isn't that too white to check the OB from that time until today?
Okay.
I'll
rephrase in this fashion, my lord. Oh, I think I got the court concern, but something was missing from my statement. Thanks. I appreciate. Colonel, with the OB, specifically from the 26th of August 2020 up to 29th of August 2020, did you check all the entries that were entered?
No, my lord.
Judge Victor. Are you going to be long, Mr.?
No, my lord, no. You don't have to. By 1:15, I'll be done. Okay, your answer is no, you did not check. How did it happen that when the state you were being asked by the state about the contents or specifically Exhibit E, which is the occurrence book, you confirmed before this court that you know the contents?
Yes, my lord. I know the contents. I know the handwriting of the members.
I don't think you understand the question. You see, Exhibit E runs from, it runs for, let me say, about how many pages? I will just tell you just now. It is about 39 pages.
Yes, ma'am.
When you say you know the contents, you mean the contents of the 39 pages? Is that your question?
Yes, my lord. When the bases were laid by my legal colleague, this witness confirmed that he knows the contents of Exhibit E. I stand to be corrected by my legal colleague if I'm wrong.
No. Please proceed. You say you know the contents of Exhibit E. Yes, please proceed.
It's very confusing, Kenan. You didn't check the whole entries as you testified.
That's the reason why I asked you if you wanted him to check specific, because you're now asking him in terms of the entire documentation. That's the reason why I said your question was too wide.
Thanks, my lord. My lord, if this honorable court still recall my objection was that this witness, there is no way this witness, if the court still recall the basis of my objection. Because this
Now,
witness...
I've overruled that. You can come and,
Yes,
give
my
me-
lord. No, the problem now, the court comes and say the entire... Now the court comes and say the entire 39 pages. Whereas I've made it clear on my objection that this entire 39 pages, there is no way this witness can know everything.
Please proceed.
Thanks. So I want to understand, did you say you know the entire 39 pages of Exhibit E?
No, not all the entire pages of 39A, my lord.
Sorry, my lord, I need to object at this point. I think the words have been put into the witness as well as to what the state led at the time. Remember, my lord, the
Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me take. I've got to join my colleague, Mr. Judge Stradom. We take a short break until 12:15.
Is the court please?
Court agents. Please rise. Warn the witness again, please.
Court witness, your computer, you remember that confirm that you took the oath.
Yes, my lord.
The witness confirmed that, my lord.
Thank you. You may
I'll
remain
wait for
seated.
my colleague,
Yeah,
my
wait. Let's wait for him.
Thanks, my lord.
But it took a long time because we haven't met and certain things need to be sorted out.
That's the copy.
Sorry, my lord, I was quickly on
No,
the phone.
that's fine. Please.
Lord, I'd lodged an objection.
Yes.
Court pleases. My lord, my colleague has indicated firstly that the witness knew all the entire page, and he referred back to when the state was also leading the witness. My lord, I just want to make it clear that that aspect that was said is incorrect, because the state did not prove the correctness or the truth of the contents. We proved merely that that document is a
There.
copy of the original occurrence book. That is what we've proved. But on the other side, as I've already actually stated in my head as well, it's already been proved because the defense had actually admitted that it's a correct copy of the occurrence book. So, my lord, Exhibit E has already been admitted as a correct copy of the occurrence book. I, in my evidence, only referred this witness to 3 entries, which he confirmed the handwriting and the signature. So, my lord, of respect, I don't even know what's the relevance of this, because it's not in dispute that Exhibit E is a correct copy of the Eldorado Park
Not
occurrence
the
book.
correct copy of the contents.
Not the correct copy of the, well, the truth of the, my lord, the truth of the
Yeah,
contents.
the truth
Because
of
what's
some.
contained in those
No,
entries.
the truth of some of the contents.
That's right, my lord. Because obviously that still has to be proven.
Otherwise, we will have to set the question paper for him on the whole document.
That's correct, my lord.
Thanks, my lord. I'll respond and I'll be brief. My lord, I know my late colleague did refer to Section 234 sub 1. But I'll submit to this court of the Criminal Procedure Act, my lord. I'll submit to this court, my lord. There is 234 sub 3.
But I've made a ruling already.
Yes.
So now we are not going to get into that.
But my lord, the court just allowed my lord
No,
to
I'm
refer
not
to
going
that.
to open that. Let's proceed. Please proceed.
My lord, at this juncture, I feel I'm not being given a platform.
Please,
And my lord colleague is being given a platform to
Pla-
address
please
and raise
proceed.
issues.
Please proceed.
I'm going to tell you, Kenneth, when my lawyer colleague was laying the basis, he didn't ask who specifically a certain end. He said to you, do you confirm the content of
Question
the
disallowed. Question disallowed. It's a repetition of what has already been said.
My lord, maybe I'm missing something.
So please proceed with the next question. That question is disallowed.
Yes, but before I proceed, my lord, I will have to understand the reputation part. I'll have to understand.
Please go to the next question, Mr. Massetti.
My lord, the moment it happened that there is a court question or I'm being interjected, I happen to derail from the trend that I was following.
You know, let me just try to, before we came to Exhibit E, you were saying you have just indicated to him on his arrival, you know, it is his testimony or evidence that on his arrival he found no crime scene. And then from there you say you didn't even check other entries in the OB. And then that is what brought us to question of Exhibit E.
Thanks, my lord. Okay, thanks. By virtue that you did not check all the entries in Exhibit E, before this court, you cannot come and confirm the contents of Exhibit E.
I can confirm the Exhibit E, few of them by handwriting.
Sorry, confirm there?
The contents of Exhibit E, my lord.
Yes. Didn't I disallow that question? Didn't I disallow that question?
As I understand, my lord, we've dealt with this
Yes.
aspect of the contents.
And please, in your haste, please just deal with this and address it. But what he said, if I understood him, he identified certain entries. That is all that which he checked.
Thanks, my lord.
Yes.
It's very painful, my lord, that the witness will say something else then under cross-examination, when I can follow that trend, then now I'm not given a position to follow that trend. It's very painful to me and frustrating.
You know, that is your perception. You're given the right time. Your client is calling you.
Oh, he's calling with the leave of the court, my lord.
No, please attend to him.
Thanks, my lord.
Good.
Colonel,
Yes, my lord.
you clearly stated before this court that when you went to the area where the incident happened, you were with, I can't recall the ranks, but it was Mnisi and the records, but the ranks, I can't recall them.
Yes.
Did you get out of the motor vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Other than accused number 3, who else did you speak to?
No, at the scene I spoke with accused number 3 only. I find him there alone. He was alone, accused number 3. At the scene.
Okay, just a second, my lord. There's something which is very, very crucial. Then I'll be done, my lord. I want to ask you specifically, I'm going to give you the name. It's Doggett, my colleague, I'm going to refer to Doggett, case number 9 of September 2020. But I've gone through it just not so long ago. I'm guiding you. Oh, thanks. Hey, underneath this file, my lord. Hey.
No, I can see it. It started first as one page. It keeps on growing. This is what I'm always asking people, particularly those who come from legal aid. I say, do you have got the file which started in the magistrate court? And they will never give you that file. Even when they take these matters from the private practitioner, you'll find the person at the legal aid doesn't even have that file. Anyway, proceed, Mr. Massetti.
Thanks, my lord. Colonel, I understand. I will tell you, Colonel, that there is a disclosure from the state, copy of the docket with case number 09/09 of 2020.
Case number?
09, my lord.
Case number 09/09 of 2020.
Yes, my lord.
This was disclosed by the state.
The state, my lord.
Yes.
Thanks, my lord. Specifically, A5.
A5.
A5 as per, is it a, oh, it's a he, it's a she, thanks. A5 as per her statement clearly stipulates that.
Is that, my lord?
A5.
Person, the author of.
Oh, thanks. Hey, pronunciation is going to give me a tough time, but I'll try my best. It's Megan Sherry Brownlee.
Megan
Sherry, it's S-H-E, my lord.
Yeah.
R-double-E. Then surname, it's Brownlee.
Brownlee.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. With an hyphen in between the N and the L. Or is it just...
No, there's nothing. I
Okay.
mean, it's just one word without
Thank you.
any hyphen. On this statement, this A5, which is Miss Brownlee, clearly stipulates that she was with accused number 3 at the scene.
Yes, my lord, I didn't see her. I cannot deny that I didn't see her.
Kangambone.
Would that be on the 26th of...
26th of August 2020, my lord.
Okay. Thank you.
And as per the statement of this witness, it was not only accused number 3, there were other community members. That was before you arrived, according to this statement. That was discovered by the state now.
Other community members at the scene
Exactly.
at 2:30 in the morning.
According to this statement.
Lord, I dispute that That statement
No,
talks about.
no, you may dispute that, but you'll have your chance to.
Objection, my lord. That the witness is put in as a fact that in that statement he says 2:30 there were members of the community, and the state is saying that fact put is
No,
not correct.
but you see, that is what is been, said to him. The only person when it has to be corroborated.
But my lord, yes, but the point is, my lord, if counsel puts something to this witness, it's got to be true and correct. And the witness is saying, was that at 2:30? And he says it was. And I don't remember seeing in the statement exactly 2:30 that they were community members. So I'm disputing that in the sense, my lord, that I've also seen the statement and would not agree to that.
You're not,
Or disputing what was put.
No, you're not disputing that. You can't dispute that. All what you've got, you can object or you can call, evidence to the contrary to. This is what is being said to him, but it's not being said by the person.
Yeah, but
So it's not, it's not an, it's not an evidence,
No, but my
evidence.
lord, he's saying in the statement,
Yes.
this is what it stands. And I'm now objecting and saying, but it doesn't stand in the statement. So the fact put to this witness is incorrect.
I
You
don't
say
know.
that it
No,
was
look, I haven't seen
at
the
2:30.
statement. I don't have the statement.
But my lord, are we anyway not going back to that situation where we are taking other statements which are hearsay and putting information
but
of
I don't
statements?
have it, so I do not know. But possibly the only person that can clear up that is Miss Macon Sherry Brownlee.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes.
So, but my lord, the point is you cannot put something to the witness that's not in the statement. Because remember, he's saying, I'm looking at the statement, this is what's in the statement. So the
but
witness
the
says...
thing is, I did not see this. I did not see the statement. The court has not had the opportunity to see the statement. I do not know, because what you're suggesting is that the attorney is misrepresenting the contents of that statement.
Well, then my colleague can perhaps respond to that, my lord. But the
Am I
objection
correct?
to the state is that at 2:30 in the morning, it doesn't say in the statement 2:30 in the morning, she was with the witness. It doesn't say the specific time.
I did not know anyway. As I've said, I don't have that statement. Please proceed, Mr. Massetti.
Thanks, my lord.
So he says, you see, the question is understood it is that as at the time, your version that you were there alone with Ricoso and who is the other one? Ricoso and who?
Niece, my lord.
This is incorrect. There were other members of the community.
Yes.
Is that what you say?
Indeed, so, my lord.
Yes. What is your when you were there?
Correct, worship, my lord.
You can only, Mr. Massetti, you put it to him that you dispute, and you laid evidence to show that there were other people.
Thanks, my lord. I'll take it further. You stated before this court that when you arrived, the area where the incident took place was not cordoned.
Yes, yes, my lord.
And you said accused number 3 was there
Yes,
in
my
the area, even though the area was not cordoned.
Yes, my lord, yes.
I'll tell you paragraph 13 of this witness.
No. If it does so, you laid evidence to do that, because that statement hasn't been identified as yet by that.
Thanks, my lord. Another state witness. The reason why I'm saying to you it's a state witness is because this document, I got it from the state.
We don't know. No, so it's not state witness. We don't know whether it's a state witness. Let's not jump the gun.
Thanks, my
So look, let me just say this to you. He was saying that there were no other people And you confirmed, you know, that there were no other people. And if you want to dispute that, that's your chance, but you can only dispute that through the evidence of somebody else.
Thanks, my lord.
Not a statement, because that statement is not before the court.
Thanks, my lord. Okay.
So, in fact, to refer to it is wrong. It's not to refer to that statement, which has not even been identified by anybody.
My lord, with due respect, if the state have not yet called that person, and as a defense you have gone through the contents of you can, the witness is on the box, even if that witness has not yet came and testified, you can tell that witness who's in the box that another person who made a statement at the police station.
But you cannot comment on that. You say the evidence to the contrary will be produced.
Thanks.
And then only when that statement has been put to the witness, then you can say at the end, contrast what is in the statement and the evidence.
Thanks, my lord. The witness that I was referring to made a statement on the 2nd of September 2020. I'm telling you.
Don't do it that way. You know, if he's going to testify, all what you say, he was alone with the two. Then, if you want to dispute that, you can only dispute that with evidence.
My lord.
Once again, I would submit, my lord. I'm looking at this statement at the Times.
Let me just tell you, he says 2:30, there were community members there.
But, my lord, with respect, greatest respect to the court, my lord, this is what I'm trying to say to the court. I'm looking at the times given by this witness in the statement. We're looking at 5 to 9 in the evening. When she spoke to him again, 20 past 9.
Let me stop you right there, Mr. Bardenhausen. That statement is not before me.
I understand that, my lord.
And then even he cannot refer to that statement. Only when the relevant person called, he can then confront the versions. And that's the reason why I'm disallowing the reference to that statement.
Thank you, my lord.
All what you can ask this witness, and then if at some stage, somebody rocks up, then you can take it up. Not now. You can't cross-examine this witness on that statement.
I'm just going to tell him now, my lord.
No, you don't need even to tell him.
No, it's my duty, my lord.
No. The all what you can say. No, it's not your duty to do the wrong way. You say he has said there were no people there. It was only 3 of them, the 4 included. Then if anywhere else anybody rocks up, that's where you take it up. And said, but you cannot tell him that there's the statement. You can't.
My lord, if the court can give me a platform.
Look, I'm going to give you a space, but not the wrong way.
Thanks, my lord.
What I'm saying is you cannot cross-examine him. That is not his statement.
Thanks, my lord. I'm not going to cross-examine him on this statement, but I'm going to tell him.
Yes.
As per the contents. My lord.
No. You can't tell him about the contents. That contents you can only tell the witness who made that statement. And of course, then at the end of the day, what you have is the version of this and then the version of that.
Thanks, my lord. My lord, I'll submit to this honorable court as follows. I understand the state will conduct the investigations and go around taking statements. But at the end of the day, it happens that the state will decide not to call that other witness. It happens.
Just stay. That's why if they decide not to call, they make those those witnesses available to you.
Indeed.
Then once they make that statement, those witnesses, then you take the statement with the person who has not been called.
I hear the court, my lord. I hear the court, my lord. But in case where there are 3 or 4 state witnesses, and it's only the first state witness who has testified, under cross-examination, you can tell that state witness that your colleague who is next as a state witness, as per the disclosure given to me.
No.
looked at it along these lines.
You can, wait a minute. That statement is not evidence before the court. You know that? Even if it's disclosed. And if they don't call him, then you've got an opportunity to call him.
Thanks,
And in fact, the state must make that state witness available. But you cannot cross-examine this with the statement that it's not evidence before this court, or nobody's going to testify about it.
But I hear the court, my lord, but there's something that I'm missing still. There's something that I'm missing.
Mr. Massetti,
Yes, my lord.
let's get some clarity here. You are in possession of the docket,
Yes, my lord.
and this docket, the state was obliged to. And if they, for one reason or another, they do not intend to use any one of those,
Witnesses.
yes, they must make them available to you. And if they made them available to you, if they must, make them available to you. And if they do not, they can't do it. They can't refuse. You have that. You can, approach the court and say, I need those. They haven't called this, and then it means they have abandoned their duty. Then I want them to be made available to me. Then you go and take the witness through whatever statement he has. Isn't that how it's done?
That's correct, Mark.
And then once that is done, then you can put that version, and whatever happens thereafter, you've got the state witnesses, those who testified, and you've got the state witnesses that didn't testify, but who testified on your behalf. But you cannot. That is fundamental. That's not evidence. That's why you always put it this way.
I'll put it as a version.
No, I don't think you
I'll make it a version.
you can't put it as a version. You can't get anything by that which you can't get by the front door. You get it by back door. I will disallow that. Yeah, I will disallow it. You know why?
Yes, my lord.
Because you don't even know whether they are going to call him or they are not going to call him. Wait.
But
And
this witness will be gone.
if they don't call them, then you call him. I'm not going to allow him to be cross-examined on any other statement that you have.
But
You can only take those up with even before they testify, those people, they've got to confirm that statement. They've got to confirm that they made it in that thing, and that it was true, and to satisfy those.
the basis.
Yeah. So please, let's not go there. Let's not do the law of evidence 101.
Then, my lord, at this juncture.
But let me clarify one thing. You say I'm not giving the space. I would like to give you the space if I am legally entitled to do so. If I am allowed in law to do so. I cannot say cross-examine this person on the evidence of somebody else who has not, that statement has not even been put. I cannot allow you to ask this question and to bypass that difficulty by saying I'm putting it as a version. A rose by any other name still smells sweet. Yes. Wait, Mr. Massetti, wait. If at the end of anything you say, my lord, I've got this, and then they haven't called, and they haven't made them available to me, then you take it up from there. Uvile mhleka somhle chini. Ngicele go. He said, am I trying, Mr.
Getting there, my lord.
Umntanami zimbele sindala zonke. Anyway, Okay.
My Lord.
No more question?
No more question, my Lord. But
You're not happy, but law it's not only the question of being happy; it's a question of being right. Thank you. You have noted that. Any re-examination?
Just one question. Colonel Chowki, you were asked by counsel for accused 3 if a police officer is off duty, if there's anything wrong with it. I just want to clarify it. It's not in dispute, and it's actually been admitted that when accused 3 was off duty, he was in fact booked off sick. So what I want to know from you, if a police officer is booked off sick, can he attend crime scenes?
If he's off sick, he cannot. He's sick, he cannot attend it. He can't.
Thank you. No further questions, my lords.
Good. Mr. Colonel Chowke, there are 2 or 3 questions that the court would like you to explain. It's often said that the language in the current police force is that it's more military than anything else. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, and this was the question that Mr. Nathaniel asked, and that goes to discretion. And you seem to have said that as an absolute rule, that the police, if it's written black and white, the police cannot do anything else. Now, the situation that I want to ask you, which part of South Africa do you come from?
I'm from
Yes.
Limpopo.
No, Limpopo is a province. Where the village?
Yan.
If somebody accident happened just before you reach what is it, Elim, when you pass Terflop, you go there, and
Lord.
then you are in the middle of nowhere, and you happen to be involved. There is an accident there. Can the police not assist with the transportation of anybody injured there in such a situation?
My Lord, it's slightly difficult. You can assist, but remember, my Lord, if you assist while these things is a sin, you have to consider the sin also.
Yes,
because
but
we need rules there.
You know what I hear you, but if this is a question of life and death, even if that is the sin, sin, can't you, in using your Ubuntu, let me call it, or discretion, can't you
Can justify it. Then, my Lord, you can.
Okay.
Like as you say, Ubuntu.
Yes.
You can. But
I think that's a question which Mr. Manyateli wanted to find out, because we seem to have had an impression here that is that you can't. You just have to phone the ambulance. So there are incidences where you can.
look, my Lord, I answer him to say, you can, but though, my Lord, you mustn't forget the sin. It's very important, the sin.
Yes. Now the
I say you were 4 in a car, remember, or 4 or 5. You're supposed to left some for God. Try to help
okay, now
injured person.
just explain that to Mhleka Somhle.
Remember, my lord, the reason for condoning of the sin.
Yes, I hear you.
Remember, you cannot, in other words, whatever crime you're doing, reciprocal through left behind.
I hear you.
So we need that clue so that can lead the
No, I
investigation.
hear you. But what I'm saying is it really not, is it not unrealistic to say if it is, this cannot be changed?
My lord, my lord got power. He can sit down with other who stake to discuss about it. Maybe they can change.
Anyway, thank you. I just wanted to, yes, Mr. Chivasi. I was a little bit concerned about this question of discretion. Discretion, sometimes you may look it as Ubuntu. I mean, it's a thing that is either black or white. I found that to be too rigid. Do you have any question to this witness in respect of the question that I've raised? Essentially, that is whether he has got a discretion. Mr. Manyoteli?
No, I can't take it any further. It will really be.
Yeah, I mean, it based on the facts, but to say that you can't, I think that to be too rigid.
Human beings.
Yes. And Mr.
Thanks, my lord, for that opportunity. I do have one. Kenneth, I want to understand, is this a discretion or standing order, or what is it that you cannot transport an injured person with the vehicle belonging to SAPS?
My lord, this one comes as a station order. Got a regulation also, somewhere, somehow. But I don't have that regulation or that act. But even a station order is there. The reason why that station order is there is to try to eliminate this destroying or tampering of the scene.
Yes, that we understand.
That's the reason.
Anyway.
For contamination of the scene.
What I want to understand, Kenneth, is it maybe a standing order from specifically El Dorado, or it's something all over the police stations in South Africa?
All South African police.
Is it written somewhere in black and white maybe? Is there a certain document where it is written that you must not?
I want to put my head on block my lot. It's a homework, I can go and check it. I'll bring it back. I don't want to lie to you, to my lord. Remember, law is changing now and then. He knows it, my lord. They are the ones changing it.
Any question?
So,
any question?
yes, one last question. I want to understand, Kenneth. Were you informed or told or you read it? This rule.
Question this allowed. When you deal with question of discretion, it's very difficult. Any question?
Yes, my lord, just one.
Yes.
So I think the court has now indicated to you if there's something wrong with this action of transporting somebody. But I think one needs to put the evidence that the state has now led to you and then to put it the whole picture. There's evidence before this court that at the time after the deceased was shot, he was underneath the truck. Within 30 seconds, he was pulled from underneath the truck. Apparently there was finger marks as well. Without checking the wounds or treating the wounds, he was then put alone at the back of the police pocket. And from there, while alone and without untreated wounds, he was chased through to the hospital.
What? Can you just narrow it?
So in other words,
Yes.
the evidence was that at the time when the deceased was shot, within 30 seconds, he was pulled from underneath the truck, taken immediately to the back of the buggy and put in the back of the buggy.
No, Mr. Barnhouse, what I was trying to understand Basically, this is my concern, and I don't want the witness to be misunderstood. I'm saying, is this as it is? You can't do is either black or white. And he said, if I understood him correctly, there are certain exceptions. That is the tone of his. And he even said, here the difficulty is that there were two people that should have been left behind. I hear that. The only thing that I wanted to clarify is whether, as a matter of practical, sin, can you say the police, if there's
No, I understand, my lord.
Yes.
All right,
That's all what
I will
but-
withdraw my question
Yes,
and
that's
no
all
further
what
questions.
that's the
As the court
it.
pleases.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Nkulukumba,
Yes, my lord.
siyakhensa abachembelweni hle, bachembeleni zwabode.
Lord, you say I can go.
How long?
Taking my role.
I'm telling you, what did you train Maliscope?
Balance my lord.
Look, he said, you do not do this. That's why I was asking him about the variation. And he said, hey, accused number 2. He said, no, so. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Court pleases, my lord. I still have another witness.
No, I'm not.
I'm fighting for time, my lord, because I
No,
realize...
I'm tired. I'm tired. I want to give you the best attention that I have. Okay, thank you. You're excused.
All right.
Then we stand up here for the day. He's a career policeman, and it's like Abakweta. Abakweta. The two gentlemen will understand. If you're not part of Abakweta, you don't sit with the you don't sit with the no, you don't. Then he is in that fashion. Anyway, can we take a break for the weekend?
Well, I'm sure we can.
I'm tired, folks, and I just want to give everybody the good.
Lord, can I just, we are almost 1:15, and we're supposed to adjourn at 2 o'clock. There are some, I don't know, my late colleague in the morning before we started was worried about the arrangements going forward. I was wondering whether we shouldn't utilize the time to do that, because
Look, you can with me.
well, the court will eventually be involved, my lord, depending on what you...
No. Let me tell you, I'm really exhausted and I want to
Yeah.
concentrate.
I'm also concerned about that, my lord, because yes,
You
we
know,
need
look,
you,
look,
but
I'm taking an early adjournment
yes.
with all the consequences.
if something tragic happens to you, we'll have to start the whole trial day. No,
No. My God is looking after me. God is good all the time. I will tell you, I just finished a trial, and I'm on Friday. I've got to give judgment, and on a very technical, aspect, and it seemed not to have been captured correctly. So I just want to go and have a rest, and thereafter start again, and be ready for you on Monday.
on Monday, my lord.
Yes.
I think that accords with common sense.
Yeah. May the accused please rise. The court take an early adjournment. We have at least, worked, sometimes we have worked even beyond the normal. We normally take no break. And the matter stand adjourned until Monday. That will be the
18, my lord.
18. 10. If you get somebody say, he doesn't say 10, he doesn't say 10. He said 10. Am I right? You have never heard anybody from Eastern Cape saying 10. You said 10.
No comment, my lord.
No incriminating. Anyway, we take an early adjournment, please. For that reason, the matter stands adjourned until Monday, the 18th of October 2021, and your bail is extended. I know we'll deal with it. But yeah. On Monday we may have to start at 11. There are other, you know, when you try to be smart, you know, you get people who are smarter than you. They always load you with all the work. I've got to finalize. I'm just going to hear evidence in mitigation.
Starting 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Go, please.
Thanks, my lord.
I will make. Can you just phone them to be here at 11 at 9:30, and tell them I'll give them 30 minutes. Did they send you the copies? And then if you have them there, then we'll tell they've got each 30 minutes to make the presentation. And this is not the usual. People from the Department of Social Welfare. No, because I mean the people from social welfare. Have you ever dealt with the pre-sentencing report by the people from social welfare?
No, I have not.
You have.
At times.
I mean, you can read, you can tell at least what they are going to say. There's no innovation. They will tell you, the sources consulted. They will give the family the background. They will give that, and then they will say no remorse. And they don't say methodology. They don't say we've interviewed. We've even gone to see how he, And so I usually don't find them that exceedingly helpful. And they seem to have, engaged as many of them. They want just to dispatch them here so that they can be seen to be working. My sister, Judge Sexually, once told them to get out of her court. Anyway, the court adjourns. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you. Send to the court.
Thank you.